Hey everyone, it's me, Dee Dee. I had so much fun the other night because I actually had people chatting with me and we had a nice conversation that I thought I would come on again. And after being inspired by a nice conversation with my mom, I was very excited to come back on again and have a discussion with you. You see, my mom doesn't really think that this is using the best of my talents coming on here and talking to you guys. And then I really could be serving myself better by going in real life and helping people, which I'm sure there is something to be said for that. But I do feel that I help people on here, and I hear from many of you in emails privately that what I'm saying is helpful. And sometimes even in my comments, I know Malia leaves me such wonderful comments and encourages me to keep coming back on and talking. Um, I guess, some people say, well, maybe you just do it for attention. I think that kind of ended a long time ago because the kind of attention I get on here now is pretty negative most of the time. I just come on here for the few people that I do help because, well, it's my free time. It's kind of a hobby, I guess. And I like to use my free time and my hobbies to put out some information that maybe other people want to talk about, or maybe they didn't know the information I'm putting out, and maybe that'll help them in their life. I don't know. This life is short, and you only go around once if you believe that this is it for you. Or maybe you go around more than once, but you go around on this planet once and then it all ends one day. So while you're here and while you're in your body and you're trying to fight off disease and illness and debilitations of different kinds, I want to kind of see if I can't help you along the way, I guess, with whatever information I have. And, it's like this with every channel. You can take it or leave it. If you don't like the channel, then you go find another channel you do like. But if you like it, then I encourage you to listen and maybe join in and give me some input. Give other people some input, even not just me. Give other people here input on what you've tried in your own life that worked for you. So I'm going to be talking tonight about physical fitness. These are all chapters out of books that I studied in college, and these are my notes. They're actual notebook notes that I took in college. See, because I really did go to college, y'all. I did. And I think my expertise, if you want to call it that, or my knowledge in certain topics can be shared with the world. Why not? This is the World Wide Web we're reaching on YouTube. People from all over the world actually come on and listen to people on videos. And if you doubt that, go to your analytics and you'll see people from all over watch your channel. So anyway, let's talk about physical fitness, shall we? There are actually 4 components to physical fitness. Now, I don't know why it says 4 components, and then I don't know if I have only 4 here. I guess I do. So the 4 components are as follows. Muscular strength, that's A. B would be muscular endurance. C is flexibility. And D is cardiorespiratory endurance. And I don't know why every time I try to talk and I drink water, I have to start coughing for some reason. I don't know. Okay. A, muscular strength. What is it? A muscular strength is your ability to contract your skeletal muscles to engage in work, a force that a muscle can exert to maintain, or these are different definitions. Force that a muscle can exert, and then it says to maintain proper posture. So this is all involved in muscular strength. Your ability to contract skeletal muscles to engage in work. So basically, your muscular strength is being able to lift a bunch of grocery bags and bring them up the stairs to your apartment. It's pulling a wagon full of boxes full of clothes or heavy things or whatever, that sort of thing. That's muscular strength and endurance. Force that a muscle can exert. How much can you lift? How much can you pull? How many push-ups can you do? What size child can you lift up? As I've worked in childcare in the past and had to pick up some babies that were pretty heavy, I have to tell you. Some kids are pretty built like muscular and they're hard to lift. It helps with your maintaining your proper posture, muscular strength. A lot of people, and myself included, have this little crick in their neck from sitting at desks like this, and you need to learn to sit up and maintain proper posture so you don't have that little thing up in your neck that's going to wreck your posture as you age and make you, as my foster mom always said, a stupid old woman or a stupid old man because you're stooped. Get it? Some weird jokes she used to tell. Anyway, overload principle. The best way to develop muscular strength, gradually increasing resistance load, the muscle must move or lift. A lot of people go to the gym and you use the overload principle. You take those weights on the end of your equipment and you add more on. You're trying to overload the weight, you're trying to fight against it to lift it because that's not a natural thing for your body muscles to do. So that's called the overload principle. And then there are 3 ways to actually improve your muscular strength. There's isometric, isotonic, and isokinetic. Let's talk about what these are. Isometric exercises are strength training using resistance so great that the resisting object cannot be moved. For instance, a wall. Sometimes you do exercises against a wall. One thing I love, it's not really exercising against the wall, it stretches against the wall. After I do a lot of weightlifting, a lot of dumbbell lifting and stuff, I will literally like put my arm against the wall, pretend this is a wall, and you kind of like turn your body like this. So you're like pressing your arm like that, and then you bend your elbow like that, and you press like that, and you're kind of like pushing, but you're resisting at the same time. It's really great for an after workout, like a cool down stretch type thing. But isometric strength training, it has very little range of motion, and it's a good choice for like rehabbing. If you've damaged tendons or muscles or whatever, they might put you through what's called isometric exercises. It cuts down on the pain factor when you're trying to work out gradually and build up that muscle strength again. It literally means, isometric means same measure. And they don't use these type of exercises if you have high blood pressure or any type of stress to your body, because it's really pushing against something that's stationary. It can drive your blood pressure up because it's stressful on the body. The second way to improve your muscular strength is isotonic. I always think of isotoners, those slippers that they sell, like the little stocking slippers. But this is isotonic exercise. It's progressive resistance exercise. It's one of the most popular types of exercises. What it is it uses the traditional dumbbells, barbells, like I have right here. I'll show you some of them. I have mine right under here. These are the 2 main ones that I use. And my friend Lisa from church is going to try to get me some 12-pound, 6-pound for each hand so that I can be lifting 12. I'm up to 10 now. These are each 3. I have one for each hand, actually. And these are 5. So if I lift 2 of these, obviously that's 6 pounds if I have one in each hand. And this obviously would be 10 pounds. So I'm up to 10-pound lifting, but it's almost getting too light for me to lift. So now I want to go up to 12 pounds. So 6 in each hand. And my friend Lisa says she might have some of those for me that she can't use because she ripped the muscles in her arm. So she can't really lift weights anymore. But anyway, that's isotonic. That is using barbells, dumbbells, any type of fixed resistance machines. And what isotonic literally means is same tension. So we had isometric, which meant same measure, and isotonic, which means same tension. So the same amount of weight, but usually you do reps. So you repeat. You're going to do these, and then you're going to repeat them. Like I usually do like 8 repetitions, and then I'll do them like 3 times each. So 24 repetitions altogether. Okay, isokinetic. Isokinetic uses a machine to provide variable resistance through a full range of motion. I only learned about free range of motion one day when I had gone to an actual health spa. I didn't know what free range of motion was, or full range of motion. It literally means taking your muscles through the fullest extent. So if I take my arm and I start here, I'll do it with a weight. I take my arm and I put it out here, and then I lift it up, and then I bring it back down and back down again. That's not a free range or full range of motion. Full range of motion means taking it up and like that, and then maybe back, and then bend it, and then bring it to the front. Basically, because I'm sitting down, I can't really show you the full range of motion, but it's taking it through the full circle of what the muscle can do. That is isokinetic. And there are machines, like a Nautilus machine does this. I'm pretty sure a rowing machine does this. And what this means, isokinetic literally means same motion. So isometric, same measure. Isotonic, same tension. And isokinetic, same motion. And with same motion machines or isokinetic machines, what they do is they have gears and they change as you're lifting. You want them a little heavier, so you turn something or press something and it literally changes a gear. Also, like a bicycle is the way I would think about it. A bicycle, I think, can be kind of isokinetic because you're still going, you're pedaling, but if you change from third gear to fifth gear to whatever, 10th gear or whatever they are, I haven't ridden a bicycle in forever. But it puts you up into different gears and therefore changes. You're still doing the full range of motion with your legs if you're pedaling the proper way, and if your bike is fitted properly, but it's changing gears, so it's increasingly harder or easier to pedal. That's like an isokinetic exercise. All right, B, muscular endurance. The ability of muscles to function over time. Enduring something means lasting through it. Supported by muscular circulatory system, ability of muscle groups to continue to contract, gradually increasing repetitions of a given movement. Now you're increasing repetitions, not weight. So what this means, and some of you already know this is dummy stuff. You're like, what are you telling us this for? We already know, we're probably miles ahead of you and all this. I'm sure you are, but some people don't know. So for those that don't know, here's basic physical fitness 101. All right. Muscular endurance means you're not increasing the weight, you're increasing the repetitions. So say I would start with this lighter weight, this 3-pound weight, okay? So I start and I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, say I can only do 5. Well, a few days later, I decide to lift again. I can do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, wait a minute, I want to go a little further. 6, 7, 8. So then the next time I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've increased the repetitions from 5 to 8. That is muscular endurance, because at that point, my muscles have been built up and I can go a little bit longer. You haven't changed the weight, you've only changed the amount of times that you lift, the repetitions. Okay, C, flexibility. Ability of a joint to function through an intended range of motion. Factors that influence flexibility are muscle tone, age, body composition, and level of fitness. I am not terribly flexible. I can tell you that. That headstand that you've seen me do, that is about as flexible as I get, and I haven't done one of those in quite a while since I did that video. But flexibility can be something that people are born more flexible than other people. Kids can be taught, children from the time they're very young, to be flexible in their exercises and their stretching and stuff. I'm not flexible. I'm old. I'm 56 years old and I'm not flexible. I cannot do like a back bend easily. My body can't go through all that. When I was younger, it definitely could, but that was age. That was the factor that influenced me, and lack of use, basically. So, and a lot of it has to do with your body composition. Some people are built with very flexible joints and they can do like contortion exercises. You can be trained to do contortion exercises, but I think it's something you would train like when you're a lot younger and you have more motion in your joints and things. Okay, only stretch when you are stretching to a point where tightness occurs. If you stretch after tightness, you can pull muscles, you can pull tendons. It's not good. What you do want to do is after you exercise, you want to make sure you stretch out. You want to do preparatory stretching, like a warm-up before you exercise. And you also want to stretch out after you exercise. Why? because it flushes out the lactic acid, which makes you sore. And you don't want to be achy and sore the next day if you have started a new exercise regime because you did not stretch out afterwards. Come on, Nav. I knew I heard somebody out there making all kinds of racket. All right. Cardiorespiratory endurance is the next thing. That is the ability of the heart, the lungs, the blood vessels to transport oxygen to the muscles. And oxygen, of course, you know, is the fuel that helps the muscles contract. And it is one of the most important components of fitness and whole body fitness. We hear about aerobics. That is one of the cardiorespiratory exercise type things that we do. And it's measured by the body's ability to transport oxygen to the muscles in your body. Aerobics is fun because you can do that with other people. Now we do Zumba, which is kind of a form of aerobics, I think. It's more of a dance type thing, and I love Zumba. You can vary your activities with aerobics. You can change with the seasons because sometimes you can't go outdoors. Sometimes you can go outdoors. It will increase your, I forget what this stands for, LDLS cholesterol. It's the good cholesterol in your blood. So aerobics is very good for you. Zumba is very good. Anything that moves that oxygen into your muscles is very good. Make sure you check with your doctor before you begin any exercise program. Very important. So aerobic means literally with oxygen, and it is the process and transport of sufficient amounts of oxygen to muscle cells. Jogging, skiing, stepping, dancing, all of these things are aerobic. Now let's talk about what anaerobic is. Anaerobic means without oxygen. It is the process of energy when needed. Amounts of oxygen are not available. So sprinting would be an example of anaerobic. You suddenly need that oxygen, but it may not be there. So you have to literally just kind of force yourself to sprint, to move quickly. I think HIIT, high intensity interval training, I believe it is, may be anaerobic. I'm not really sure though, so don't quote me on that. But it is kind of just suddenly sprinting all of a sudden. You're not sprinting the whole time, you're just running or walking, and all of a sudden you're just like, yeah. Intensity means the level of effort put into an activity. Your target heart rate. This is important. I am notorious for not checking my target heart rate when I'm working out. I just work out. I don't check my heart rate. Probably should, though. But it's the number of times per minute that your heart must contract to produce a training effect. And they usually do this by putting your fingers right here near the side of your neck or like on your wrist here. And you can check your target heart rate that way. Okay, let's see. It's measured at the carotid or the radial pulse, like I just showed you. You can measure it with heart monitors, and it's dependent on your age as to what your target heart rate is. And everybody's is different based on their age and their level of fitness, and etc. Okay. Let's see. Duration. The length of time needed to exercise at the target heart rate to produce a training effect. 1 hour is preferable duration. For me, definitely an hour is preferable for duration because I burn out after that. Even with Just Dance, I don't last longer than like an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most. And that's plenty for me. Okay. I think you know what frequency means, how often you do something. Training effect means the improvement in heart, lungs, blood vessels. You have to exercise at this target heart rate to produce a training effect, which means to not waste your time, you need to exercise at a maximum heart rate or within your heart rate range at least. Okay, the next time we talk, since nobody's really talking now, I will be talking about the physical effects of aging. And I think this is important because, well, we're all getting older. Nobody's not getting older unless they're somehow regressing with some sort of disease that makes you get younger, like trying to think of what that Benjamin Button type of syndrome. If you have that, then you're obviously not getting older. But if you don't, and most of us don't have that, we're getting older, and things are affecting us in our old age. We're going to be talking about midlife, elderly, aging, old age, osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, all the things that can happen to you as you get older. So that'll be next time I talk to you. Just sharing some notes from my notebook, cause why not? All right. Well, thanks for watching, the 5 to 15 people that did. The rest of you, that's fine. You don't have to. Maybe you'll chime in later. Um, Thanks for being here and have a good night. I think I'm going to head over to Pink Lady Luck's live stream if she has one tonight. She's supposed to be doing some parody where she's going to be kind of lashing out at people, which is always fun with Pink. So join me over there if Pink's on. Shout out to Pink. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon. Be blessed. Shalom.